Bobby, good morning. How are you doing this morning?
Oh, fantastic.
Hey, you got a pretty awesome week coming up. I mean, you kind of get to come through our area here in Billings, and then you get to go home to Denver. That's got to be pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Anytime when I get an opportunity to be around home, it's always a great time. I'm excited.
Is it nice to return home and perform in front of family and friends, or is it a little more pressure for you?
No, it's exciting to me because, my entire time that I've been in the WWE, I've never had an opportunity to have a show in Denver.
So this is the first time?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's got to be really fun for you. That's awesome. Do you have a bunch of family and friends coming in for it?
Yeah, unfortunately, that I found a whole bunch of new friends that have contacted me within the last few days.
I'm sure.
And asking about tickets and different things like that. But, I'm focusing on mainly my kids, my family, and then my kids, they play sporting events on my son's football team, and we got a lot of people that want to come, so it's exciting, and I'm going to bring them all and just have a great time.
That's awesome. Yeah, you got to make the kids look cool in front of their friends. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Do you know what your role is this Saturday at WWE Live in Billings?
Well, I will be facing Kevin Owens.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
He needs a good butt whooping.
I'm excited about that one.
It seems like a bunch of people have problems with you lately, including Kevin Owens. You got Sammy, Elias, Roman Reigns, and who's been your favorite to work with since you came back in April?
Yeah, I had a good time working with all these guys. When I had the match with Roman Reigns, that to me felt really natural. I'm a competitor. I'm a fighter. I fought for the past 8-10 years, so that's the kind of thing I like. I like to bring the fight to the match. And whenever I shake somebody's hand or I stand in front of somebody and look them in the eyes, I can tell whether or not they're a fighter. And when I stood in front of Roman Reigns and me and him went back and forth, I was like, man, this guy's really slowed down. And that was exciting to me because I like the battle. I like to fight. And Roman was ready to fight. Now, I'm not saying that didn't happen with Kevin Owens. Me and Kevin hadn't had a real opportunity to really go at it. So I'm excited about that because Kevin's incredible. But I got a little bit of payback to do with Kevin. And then Elias the same way. Elias is a huge star for us right now. So I just like to battle with those guys. So I'm in a great position because I have a lot of really great guys to go against. And for me coming back, like I said, I'm trying to shoot straight to the top. So got to beat the best to be the best, and right now these are some of the best that we have in the business.
That's got to be a lot of fun. I am personally dressing up as Kevin Owens, not necessarily because Kevin Owens is my favorite current superstar, but because it's easy to dress up as Kevin Owens, because I'm just going to throw on gym shorts and a sleeveless shirt and call it good. My wife, on the other hand, she's going to be dressing in full makeup Demon Finn Balor, so you'll see us ringside there. Make sure you say hi to us when you come into Billings on Saturday night. I'll be the fat guy with the way too hot wife.
That's awesome, man. I'm going to definitely look for you.
When you came back to WWE, obviously you said you got to work with Roman Reigns, basically right out of the gate there. A lot of people online thought that you were going to kind of feud with Brock Lesnar, and they kind of teased that at first, and that's somebody that you never really got to work with because by the time you came into WWE back in the mid-2000s, Lesnar was gone already, and then when you left, he kind of came back, and it's kind of seems like you guys have missed each other your entire career. Were you kind of bummed that hasn't happened yet, or was that something that you were promised, or what's the deal with Brock Lesnar?
No, it's I wasn't so much bummed. I was more pissed off because that's been a natural thing ever since I came into the WWE. There's always been that comparison, and our paths have kind of never crossed. Like everybody asks me about Brock, and I tell them the same thing. It's like I met Brock this time. So I've crossed paths with Brock 2 times, and it's just kind of been passing like a head nod. Not even so much to say a word to each other. So we don't even really know each other like that. I'm good friends with Paul Heyman, and of course, that's his manager. So I talk with Paul quite a bit, but never really did anything with Brock. And it's kind of the natural thing that just needs to happen. I mean, I'm to the point where if I post anything on social media, I'll have at least a handful of posts saying, you need to go after Brock, you need to go after Brock. So it's a natural thing that's eventually going to happen. And I'm just kind of waiting, waiting for it to happen. And I think so many other people are also. That fight feel is something that's going to be electric. It's going to be something that that needs to happen.
That's WrestleMania main event written all over it. Me and my brother were really excited because, we had seen the rumors and stuff leading up to WrestleMania. So when you came out the Monday Night Raw right after WrestleMania there and interrupted Elias, I was like, no, not yet. No, you're not supposed to come out yet. It's supposed to be Lesnar. So, but both my brother and I were really excited to see you back. We both are huge fans of yours. Back to the Brock thing, though, really quick. Would you rather face him in WWE, or would you rather face him in MMA if you had the choice?
Man, to me, it really doesn't matter. I think if it was fighting, I'd get back in the camp and train, and I mean, I would love that fight. But at the end of the day, we're all out here trying to feed our families and feed our kids or whatever, and either way, that's a huge fight. It's a huge fight in WWE because, like you said, it's a main event WrestleMania match. And if you put it in the fighting, whether it's UFC, Bellator, it's a main event MMA fight. So wherever we bring that fight, it's going to be a big deal, and I'm 100% down for it either way.
And I know a lot of people know you left WWE and you did the TNA thing, you did the Indies thing, and then you did Bellator. And it wasn't like, oh, you did Bellator, like, yeah, you experimented with MMA. You were really successful at MMA. What made you decide to then leave Bellator and go back to professional wrestling?
Well, I never really wanted to be away from professional wrestling. Once you get that professional wrestling bug, it's in your system forever. My stepping back from WWE, it gave me an opportunity, like you said, to be in the Indies and stuff like that, because some of the guys in wrestling believe that that's kind of like paying your dues. I mean, I amateur wrestled for 20 years, so I looked at amateur wrestling as paying my dues for professional wrestling. But some people think, you get out in the Indies and you get an opportunity to work so many different people. And when I went to the Indies, that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to work some of the people that I would probably never have an opportunity to work before. And then going to TNA, I worked the Eddie Edwards. I worked, actually, Bobby Roode, which is here now, and Drew McIntyre. I've worked everywhere. Jeff Hardy. I worked so many different people over there. Eric Young. There were so many people that I wrestled over there. And it was kind of like one of those deals I always say, was sharpening my axe, So I was sharpening my tools, and I felt like that time away was just a great learning experience for me. But it's just kind of like building my resume. And then the fighting part was just showing people that I can do it. I mean, because I'm such a nice guy. A lot of people look at me as such a nice guy, so they don't really understand how dangerous I can actually be. So when I went over to MMA, and the thing with MMA, everybody thinks it's just UFC. If you weren't in UFC, you want this, you want that. No, I got to train with every one of them. So I've sparred with Daniel Cormier, the Cain Velasquez, the Bigfoot, and Antonio Silva. I trained with some of the best fighters in the world. So those guys know what I'm capable of doing. And that's all I wasn't one of those guys that was like, I want to be a UFC champion right away. I was like, I want to go in there and fight. One, because I know I can do it. And two, is because I want to do it. I like the competition. So I went out there and stepped in that cage and fought. And at first I was like, man, I'm going to do one fight. But then after that, I was like, man, I want to fight more. I want to fight more. It was like, I get these bugs no matter what I do, because when I do something, I don't take it half-ass. I go 100% into it. So when I went into fighting, man, I was traveling down to AKA in San Jose. I was American Top Team down in Florida. And then I was going with Josh Barnett, and I was going with all these top fighters and top camps because I wanted to. I loved it. I loved it. And then I was just kind of waiting for that opportunity to open up the door so that I can come back into WWE. So that's how I made it back. I mean, the door opened up and I came running.
We're very happy to have you back. I know a lot of me and my friends really excited to see you back in WWE and excited to see where this part of your career takes you, just being kind of the veteran guy. Other than Lesnar, I've got one more question for you. Other than Lesnar, who's somebody that you hope to work with? I know that you've got to work with Foley in the past, and Nash, and Angle, and now Roman Reigns. Other than Lesnar, who is somebody that you hope that you get to work with?
AJ.
Of course.
AJ.
Absolutely. AJ Styles is kind of the peak guy right now in the company as far as, putting on great matches. So that's a great selection there. And did you not get to work with him at all in TNA?
I didn't really get no, not when I was in TNA. That was one person that kind of he was going out when I was coming in, and he was involved in some other things. But the thing with AJ is that I think in the wrestling business, a good a great good guy needs a great bad guy. And when I flip that switch and you see that bad side of me like I had with TNA, I'm like, I believe I'm a perfect person to go against him.
Yeah, Samoa Joe who? Exactly. We need you as the bad guy on SmackDown. But as for right now, you're on Raw. You're a good guy. Everybody's cheering for you. We can't wait to see you to beat KO this Saturday at WWE Live Billings. Very excited to see you. Thank you so much for calling in this morning and chatting with me. And like I said, I can't wait to see you on Saturday.
My pleasure, man. Thank you.
Have a great day, Bobby.
You too.